Hello everyone, this is Archana Anand from College Dunia. As we say, critical to being a leader is self-awareness. For the initiate of Thoughtful Leader series, in the Thoughtful Leaders, we have Dr. Ashwini Sharma, Acting Director, Institute of Management, JKLU University. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
please share your journey towards the education.
So, Archana, I'm a computer science graduate with a postgraduate in business administration and computer science with a PhD in management, information systems to be precise. And teaching has always been very close to my heart. So I always wanted to be a teacher. Turned down the campus offers which I got after my MBA and got into full-time teaching after completing my MBA. So the journey has been very exciting, very enriching. The best part is that during this journey, I've been able to share my experiences, my learning with my students, and as a student, the difficulties that I used to face. Thankfully, up to an extent, I've been able to solve for those difficulties for my students. So very early in my career, I had understood, thanks to my teachers, my mentors, who taught me that academics is not only about teaching, so we are not just classroom operators, but we have to go beyond teaching. So I tried my hand in research, training, as well as consultancy, and have been fairly successful in that. So that is how it has been so far.
Okay, sir. So, what are the key factors that keeps you connected to the education sector?
So as I said, teaching has always been my passion. So it's not a job for me, but it is something that runs in the nerves. It runs in the blood. So being connected with the students and helping them solve for their own problems, or helping them understand the complexities of the world, or helping them in discovering their own selves, is what excites me the most.
That's great.
So that has helped me in continuing so far. Besides that, research and training, those are the two other areas where I keep on venturing out. So these things have always kept me up on my toes.
That's great, sir. So, sir, what is the philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
To my mind, leadership is something that has to be redundant when it comes to the routine matters, day-to-day affairs, and something that is a person should be indispensable when it comes to the vision for the organization or for the institution. That is what I understand.
Great, sir. So, sir, being a director, how do you strategize about the key programs for the management students?
So we started with the MBA program coming from Institute of Management. We started with the postgraduate program in business administration. We called it MBA. That was a full-time residential program long back in 2011. And then we also started with a dual degree program called BBA plus MBA in 2012. And then there were subsequent additions to the offerings of the institute in terms of we offered a program in commerce stream, and then these programs have undergone into various stages or various cycles of transformation. So currently we are offering the undergraduate program Bachelor of Business Administration as a 3-year full-time program, and this offers concentrations, the choice of concentrations in 3 different areas. The student can choose to go in for banking and fintech, which is an upcoming industry, and there are many opportunities available over there. The second is we come from this part of the world wherein it has given entrepreneurs to the rest of the world. So many entrepreneurs. So another concentration that we offer is entrepreneurship, because most of our students also come from business family backgrounds. So that is another area. The ecosystem in the entire country for entrepreneurship is conducive, and that is the reason why this entrepreneurship concentration is offered. And the third is people who are yet to explore their own interests and want to have best of all the worlds, for them we offer a BBA in interdisciplinary kind of a thing, wherein the program borrows heavily from the different disciplines. Having said that, we have our Institute of Engineering and Technology, Institute of Design. So the courses or the programs at Institute of Management, they borrow from the different disciplines. So a multidisciplinary perspective and interdisciplinary perspective is what differentiates a JKLU student from the rest of the crowd.
Yes.
So that is there.
That's great, sir. And sir, how does what are your roles and responsibility towards the students and the university?
Towards the students, yes, as a primarily I consider myself to be more of a teacher and less of an administrator. So that has been my role from day one when I got into this academic became a part of this academic fraternity. And I would put it very simple that involve your people in setting the goals, setting the targets, and creating that facilitating environment wherein people can perform to the best of their abilities, and then they can stretch themselves beyond their abilities, beyond their potential. That is so we keep things very simple at Institute of Management. That is how it is.
Great, sir. So, sir, according to you, what would be the university, or I can say the Institute of Management, top priorities for the next 5 years?
So the top priority they have been very, very clear with us. We want to offer a best quality management education to our students, provide a very enabling environment for our faculty members to carry out their own research agenda, and giving it back to the corporate world, wherein in terms of the training and the consultancy that we provide. So teaching, training, research and consultancy, these are the 4 areas where we would like to focus upon.
Okay, sir. So, sir, when you look back to the education that you have been gone through, and you have seen the education of this time, what are the biggest challenge that you see?
The challenge in higher education, if I'm talking about higher education, has, to my mind, always been hovering around, circling around the quality aspect. So on one hand, you have very many institutes, and in our times, the seats used to be very, very limited. So if somebody has to get into engineering or somebody has to get into medical, there were very limited number of avenues or opportunities available. But those are not the times now. So if you want to be an engineer, sooner or later you can always become an engineer, because there are so many seats available. If you want to become an MBA, so there are institutions that provide you that MBA degree. But the quality has always been the concern, and creating that workforce ready for the corporate world from day one. The times have changed, the way organizations work today, the kind of products and services which we see around us, they have all undergone tremendous changes. So in fact, when we graduated and now when our students are graduating, the kind of job roles or the kind of job descriptions, they have changed entirely. The dynamics of the games have changed. So you have to be abreast with what is happening in the industry, and that is one of the challenges that is there.
Yes, sir. Truly, sir.
So continuous updation, continuous benchmarking with best of the practices that are adopted in the corporate world, that are being adopted by the best of the B schools in the country and around. Those are the things that we always constantly look out for to improve our quality.
That's great, sir. So, sir, at the end, I just wanted to ask you the feedback or suggestion that you want to share with the inspiring students who wanted to pursue their career in the field of management.
So, it's not only about management, but to every student, I would say that be conscious of your actions, be conscious of your decisions that you take, because ultimately in life, what you're going to become or what you're going to end up with would be a cumulative effect of the actions that you have taken or the decisions that you have made. So be very, very conscious of those things. Avoid distractions at this age, and always differentiate between happiness and pleasure. So if you can differentiate between these two, I think most of the problems would have been solved for you.
Yes, sir, that's great.
So,
So, thank you so much for your valuable time and
thank you,
valuable thoughts.
Archana. Thank you so very much.